I've not done any videoing for a bit. I've got a family member critically in hospital, but obviously I still need to do stuff in here and look after the animals. I have a few plants left over from the last auction. I've used 3 pots of the orange juice. Looks like the crypts are melting a little bit, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but I'll have to have a look. Guppies are doing fine, snails are doing fine that we've moved them. I've actually dropped a clip in, so I need to bring that out. And I'm just in the process of attaching this boost to a bit of cholla that I've been soaking. And then once that's done, I'm going to put this plant on as well. It's a type of anubias. I'm not sure what it is, but David did give me the name of the boost, so at least I've got a record of that. And I'll get this in and we'll put it in the tank. I've got a tank down here that's got loads of cotton algae, so I need to give that a bit of a blast. Not sure what's happening with the orange eye blues. I think I've lost a few. The Anubias Pinto has gone into this tank that's cycling, and everything else realistically, although I've sort of neglected it, is doing fine. And I need to have a think about what I'm going to do in here today. The frogs haven't been fed for a couple of days, and they're not starving, but they're looking for food. I did feed the small one down there. I did feed the small reds a few flies yesterday, so they've been out hunting, and I've moved some mosses into this tank from somewhere else. But I have been spraying them and stuff, but I just need to give them a bit of food, and I've been waiting for flies to hatch, and they've hatched today, so at least I can feed them. But let's get this boost glued and this bit of Anubias glued, and we'll decide what tank that's going in. So this is the piece of cholla. Now we've glued the boost and the other plant on. The other piece was like a bit of a runner, and I've just glued it at the back, a little bit at the front, because there was 2 pieces. I do have another little bit of boost, but I think that's fallen off the other piece, and I'll just attach that back on. But I'm going to have a think about where I want to put this. I might put it in the tank that's got all the cotton algae in, but I'm not sure yet. So we've glued it back onto the piece that it originally came off, albeit with loads of glue and a massive white spot now, which is a bit of a pain, but it'll grow over and fade. So we've siphoned all the cotton algae out. I have took probably about a 20-30% water change out of there. They don't go up all the way to the top, obviously, so it looks like it's half, but it's not. So you can just about see the white glue, but a little tiny piece of boost come off as I put it in. I think I'm just going to leave it, see what happens. I've got a few flies I can feed the frogs, and they're probably going to be sort of really ravenous. Not too many, but enough just to sort of get them going, give them a bit of dinner. Just hope the other one gets down in time. He's right up here. And knowing these, one will just eat all the food. I'm just doing my RO top-ups before I actually open the tap up here and top this back up once I've remineralised the water. And I've also noticed that my rabbit snails have had babies. So I've noticed a couple of them in here. There's one there just on the corner of that rock. But I need to keep an eye on that rock because I don't like the colour of the algae that's growing on it. So just have to be cautious. Hello everyone, hope you're well. I'm not sure where we're at with this vlog. My head's been all over the place the last couple of weeks. As most of you know, or people that know me know, my daughter's been critically ill in hospital, adult daughter, and we've been going up there every day, so I haven't done much in the room. I thought I'd just drop a little bit in just to sort of keep things flowing, really. Morning checks and stuff. I'll flip the camera, I'll show you where we're at. Apologies if I've already gone over this in this vlog, but I need to just keep moving and getting stuff done. Let's flip the camera anyway and show you what we're up to. So we have fed this morning. I've decided not to. So the afterboa that David put me, I've dropped in here for now. I will probably select some out of there, but I've decided not to move the other tank of galaxies into here just yet. I think when I cull, I'm gonna keep high grade, medium grade, and the low grade will go into the mixed tank. So I need to sort of get moving with that. I was intending on moving my blue jellies out, but they've bred, so I just need to sort of keep an eye on these, keep them moving, do the calls as and when I need to. And I've decided that I'm going to cull. So here come some babies. I've decided that when I cull, I'm going to cull into the hard water tank with the snails and stuff. Likewise, just fed the fire reds, my big old, or one of my big old snails, rabbit snails is on the move. He's coming out to have a look. They do move this wood out of the way. I put the mixed, sorry, let's focus. I put the mixed tigers in here, and again, probably need to sit on the floor and have a bit of a look at those. Not done much with the pure whites, but they're still breeding. And then if we go up here, so these were my, let's move that out of the way. So these were my deep blues. I do need to cull these because I'm not sure at what point they bred. So there's some in here that definitely need to come out, and I'm probably going to put them in. I'll either put them in with the Vin stills or in the mixed tank, and more likely the mixed tank. I have fed the boa. So there's a few seed shrimp and barnacle things in here. Not barnacles, can't think what they're called. But so the boa are okay. I have had one set of babies, but they don't look that great, and there is another set of babies in here. I've done okay with my blue devils, so haven't lost any of those. I'm down, I believe, to 2 of the orange eye blue tiger. So let's hope that it's a male and a female, and we'll just leave those and see what happens. I'll probably end up getting some more if I'm honest. Haven't seen any breeding activity in the blue dragons. I do think that I've got all males. Haven't seen any activity whatsoever. I could be wrong, but it is what it is. This tank's still cycling, so that one's, I'll talk about that tank in a minute. I did move all the white dominants back into this tank, so they've gone into here. No breeding in the orange eye red devils. I'll see how we get on. I might move them. My mixed tiger project is doing well, but it's gone a bit cloudy. I'm okay this side with my pinto. My mixed tank is quite heavily blue orientated, but it won't be once I get my cull on. And my Vin steels are all doing fine in here. If we move across, then, so my red galaxy tank has increased. I have spotted something in there. It needs to come out actually, but it will go in the mixed tank. My bloodshots are doing fine. My little experiment tank's doing fine. And the extreme King Kongs went in here. And hopefully we'll get some breeding from those. Seem to be doing okay. So, in last but not least, in this tank, I've got a bit of a mix, but there are some panda in here. And I'm not sure if the others are sort of from the panda or what, but I'll cull these out. The few pandas I'm going to put in that tank we mentioned earlier. And then that tank will, I'll add some panda. I've already spoken to somebody about panda, so that's on the cards. Frogs are doing okay. Glass needs cleaning. They're getting fat because they've had a mad feed. And then all my other little frogs, I've just sprayed in here, so they've all gone hiding. And you can probably just make one out sitting up there, checking the world out. Moving across then, so this tank, I'll talk about the plant. This tank has got the guppies and the snails in. I've just fed them, so they'll get on that algae wafer shortly. all the guppies are in here. I've moved some guppies out that were in the tanks as well, in the storage tanks. So at the moment I've got my hornwort in one of those tubs. This is the pothos that came out of the frog tank. I need to buy a pot for it really, but at the moment it's just sitting in that tank and growing quite well under light. And then we've got some plants in here, so there's a little bit of melt back. Let's see if I can show you these. There's a little bit of melt back on the crypts, but nothing major. You know, they're all sort of doing well. The orange juice is growing, putting out side shoots. There may be one guppy in here I haven't found yet, but if anyone's after them, they're on the website. And then spider's doing okay. Pod's doing okay. So they're having a bit of a munch, or they were having a munch. I need to spray these. And then I don't know if this video will go out before that, but I've got another set of pods down here, some rubber duckies, but I don't know how well they're doing. So I'll need to update you guys on that if you're into the isopods. All the other isopods are doing fine. There was something else I was going to mention. What was it? Ah, yeah. Chapazino pods back in stock. By the time this goes out, these will probably be out of stock, but I've got some Shrimps Affair setup powder back in, and I need to make some boxes, some UGF boxes, so I have got the kit in to make those. I need to buy the adhesive, but they'll be available shortly. So that's it really for me for today. Just a little bit of an update really. Hope you liked it. I'm not sure if I've gone over stuff that I went over in the past, but on a brighter note, my daughter's off sedation, off the ventilator. She's up and about, a little bit confused. She's in the 30s, a little bit confused, still going up there every day, sort of tiny bit of progress forward. We think she'll be in there for another couple of weeks, but by the time this video comes out, that obviously could have changed. And that's me for today. So signing off for today. Today is I think it's the 17th of October. It's a Thursday. Yeah, it's the 17th of October. So that's today. Catch you later, guys. Bye. So it's currently the 24th of October. And as most of you know who watch my lives, I'm in the process of putting some network cabling into the room. But I couldn't finish the cable until I got some grommets. So this is the cable hidden, and I need to put a grommet on there just to sort of secure it into the wall and cover up where I've sort of burst through the plasterboard with the drill. So let's get that done. So now that we've got that grommet in place, do need to tap it in a little bit further. I can now secure and fit I can now secure and fit the ends to the plugs to the cable. On top of that, we've also got a parcel, fragile, handle with care. So let's show you what's in that. And this is what we've got. So we've got some chocolate mystery snails. So there are 3 of them, a large, a medium and a small, and they came with a card which explains DOI and stuff. Also a coupon code for £10 off, and it's cuaaquatics.co.uk. And for now, and for simplicity more than anything, I've dropped these guys in my guppy tank with the other snails. I'll do a bit of research on them, which I probably should have done beforehand, but they look okay. They've had the sniff test, nothing smells bad, so we'll just give them a few days and let them settle in. I believe these are a brown or a chocolate coloured flesh, and the shells all look fine. No signs of damage or anything like that. Ship well, quite pleased with those. So let the mystery snailing begin. Morning everyone, currently Wednesday the 30th of October 24, and just a quick look around the room. So I have been in the process of trying to move some stuff around. Sorry, helps if I put the camera out there, doesn't it? So I have been in the process of moving some stuff around. And as I may have mentioned either on a live or in earlier in this video, I wanted to clear a tank out at the bottom. So let me flip the camera and show you what we're doing. So I don't know if you guys can remember, I reused some soil in a tank and moved my mixed tigers down to here. You couldn't really see them, they were sort of blended in, and I'm not confident in this reused soil. So it's a 50-litre tank. I've decided to sort of empty it and move those mixed tigers back up onto the top shelf. Not ideal, but that's where they're going. And at the moment I've put some of my boosts in here. So what I'll probably do is once I redo this tank, I'll put that boost back into that tank. And then we've got a 50-litre to use for elsewhere. So let me just quickly show you what I've moved. So my original plan was to move my orange eye blue tigers up into here, and I ended up losing the majority of them. So I've let the tank run for a while, and as you can see, I've got a mix in here of wild tigers, tangerine tigers, and there's obviously a couple of orange eye blue tigers left in here. And I've moved one of the boosies up, but I'm just going to let this run and just keep an eye on it. But I'll probably end up at some point moving this stuff down into the mixed tank. But at the moment, the parameters are ideal for them as tigers, to be honest. And I've got, this is quite a nice shrimp here. So it's a mix, sorry, I'm shaking. There's a mix there between, orange eye blue, tangerine and wild and red tiger. So I'm just going to keep it running, see what it produces and carry on. Another thing I've done is I spotted a mystery snail trying to sort of get above the water line. So I've actually lowered the water line in this tank just in case the mystery snail wants to lay a clutch or something. As always, I've taken the tank out to give it a clean. And I've let the shrimp clean the uplift tube that was in there because they clean it well better than I do. Just need to give the UGF box a clean. So I've used help soil in this one, just filling that back up and then we'll get it cycling. I'm just using up bits of bacteria that I've got rather than an opener pack. So at the moment I'm using Biobacter on that one and we'll just cycle it as normal. It's currently Sunday the 3rd of November, I believe. And today we're going to be doing a bit of work on this tank. So what we're looking to do, I've noticed the flow's slowed down a bit. And what we're working on in here is this Oasi Biomaster. So this is an Oasi Biomaster 250. And the plan is to take the filter out, check it. I'm more interested in the pre-filter. I don't think the filter is going to be clogged up, but we're going to check it anyway. We'll do a water change on the tank so we've got some water to wash the sponges out in. So what we're doing here is just pulling this out, and then with the Oasi, what you have to do is switch off the pipes. So now that I've switched those off, this lever switches off the inlet, and then this lever switches off the pre-filter. And what that should allow me to do is just lift that pre-filter out. And what I'll do, I'll check the pre-filter. If the pre-filter's sort of all clogged up, then I'll probably lift the filter out itself. But what I love about the Oasis are, now that I've lifted those, I can just lift these two caps off the top. So looking at the sponges, although they're a little bit dirty, they're not bad, compared to the ones in the house, they're fine. Now that I've cleaned those pre-filters, it is just the case of a reverse of the start. So putting it back in, there is a little notch at the back in there that you can lock it into, and then it's hard to do this with one hand. I need to really hold the there you go. And what happened, because you haven't broken the siphon, it will actually siphon itself. But if it doesn't, you just a couple of pushes on the button there and that will re-siphon. And it will push out any air bubbles itself. And it's just a case of topping the tank up. I do need to trim that plant there. Hence why the scissors are out. But just leave this for a few minutes till it goes quiet. You'll hear when it goes quiet and it will stop putting bubbles out. So that brings us to the end of this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already a subscriber, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, put your bell notifications on, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and we'll either give your comment a heart, or is that a heart? Or we'll respond and answer to that. So we read every comment. Take care, everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.